let's get rid of some of this here. Alright, so this push off the open looks genuine here. It just took 1,000 companies green with it. Maybe I'll try to get in at the 50% of this candle here. So 37.85. See if it lets me in there. Shoot for 3 contracts, 3 micros, $15 a point instead of 25. Might not let me in though. I don't like that they were able to put in more volume, or a pretty good amount of volume, and they only got this little doji up here. We are pressing up against the 200, and it looks like volume weighted average price from the extended session here. But they knew that when they bought, so let's see if they come back down retrace, take these people out, and then I can try to get in here. Getting a lot of spread from this volume here. Let's buy 3 now. And then if we come back down here, we'll look to add on below here. Just need to know if they want to buy above VWAP here. They're just buying below it right now. Let's get the 2-day VWAP on here also. Go back to let's go back to here. Alright, so there's the 2-day VWAP on there. Looks like we are pushing up here. I'm going to target this middle, this 20 period moving average, Bollinger Band. It's not a bad first trade here. Alright, so that wasn't a bad first trade. In our Trade-Evade account today, we're at 305 for the day. Traded a little bit last night, made a little money after the changeover. Of course, this is going to keep going now because I got out. Put up a view here. This is a nice spread for this volume here. Working with MFI today. It's like a volume weighted RSI. I like it a lot. But it's, you know, it's kind of staying below 50 here. I like to see a push above. Getting rejected here at 50 actually. I'm listening to music in my AirPods, and I have a headset over those so that the sound doesn't leak out and YouTube doesn't ban my video. Well, let me know if you guys hear the music, because that's not what I want. Yeah, ticks are at 691. We opened up at negative 1,340 companies, and we're at plus 441 right now. So almost 1,000 companies, plus 500. So this move has a broad rally behind it for sure. I did get out, maybe a little too early. Well, definitely a little too early, but that's fine. That's going to happen. Let's look to get back in here when it permits. Oh, man. All right, MFI is getting over 50. Getting a wick on top of this candle here. Lot of big volume, light spread on this candle. This is definitely more bearish spread than bullish. You had a situation where this candle was solid green at one point, and then the bulls or the bears came in and pushed it all the way back down. So getting a topping tail bar, volume pretty much. This is the third best volume of the day here, and all they could produce is this. So expect a sell-off. Let's look at this premium discount of this move here. I don't like how my thing is red like that. I like it to be. I don't like that. Let's see if we can change that. I just renewed my TradingView subscription, $360 a year. It's only $30 a month, but you know, to get the discount, they make you pay it all at once. But I think it's worth it. I mean, I spend $30 a month on a lot of things that I don't even use. So I love the TradingView charts. So, and they're constantly improving them too. But why is this? I want an extension on there, and I want the one before. We'll try that for a little bit. It looks so ugly. Look at that. I'm thinking about getting into a Chipotle stock today. Let's see what it's doing. So it's gapped up. Yeah, it's up $11. Looking at the daily chart last night, and it's bouncing at its 200 period moving average. Okay, that's one thing. Well, wait, there's more. It's oversold on MFI. Okay, on the daily chart, it's oversold. You just go back to the last time it was oversold. You got a nice little bounce. Look at this time here. Nice little bounce. This time here, a nice little bounce. This time here, a nice little bounce. And this time here, also a bounce. So I think the MFI has been pretty reliable. It's showing when it's oversold. There's also, from the bottom, if I anchor a volume weighted average price here, there's also, it's tagging right here. Let's do this, Ram. There you go. So you're here with the volume weighted average price. Okay, so MFI oversold. Also, we're at 50% of this move right here. Well, we were before this morning, it looks like. If you take this move up, or if you take this move up, you're at 50% here for sure, a little bit above. So we could fall a little bit more, maybe get a better price, but... And then if I'm looking at volume profile here, from here to the move up, oh, it wouldn't give it to me last night either. I had to really play with it. Yeah, it's not going to give it to me. Let's go to visible range, see if we can get it that way. There we go. Okay, now we can go back here. Visible range, it's going to show you all the volume on what you can see on the chart. So obviously a gap here because it gapped up from earnings. Let's do this. Let's just go from earnings. See the most of the volumes clustered up here. And it's approaching a low volume node. I expect that to support price. So I want to buy a Chipotle call option. They're like 4,600. Where are they? I wrote it down. I can go 3 weeks out for about $3,600. Do I think this is going to make a move in 3 weeks? I'm not sure. But I think it's getting ready to blow. It's going to do something. But if you look at the volume here, you've got this doji here. Okay, then they came back and reasserted themselves here. Nice spread, nice volume. But look at this volume here and look at this spread. They pushed it down. This candle was all red at one point and outside the band. And then the bulls came back and pushed it up. And they couldn't push it all the way off, so you got kind of a hanging man. But the volume here is more than both of these, and they couldn't get the spread out of it. So if this is a bearish candle, I don't want to see that. And then, of course, we changed, gapped up, dojied, and the volume here. So I looked at this chart for like, I want to say an hour last night, and I wanted to find a reason not to buy my call today, and I can't find it. Other than it's a bear market and I shouldn't be buying calls, but this stock has so much institutional support. You know, they don't sell when, they don't panic sell when the market's falling away. So I think Chipotle is owned by 96% institutions. That's huge. That's huge. Because if it's retail and it, you know, starts to fall, they're going to dump it. They're going to panic and get out. Institutions, they want this in their portfolio. They're holding it because it's a growth play. Let's go back. Let's go to the weekly and let's go back to the crash. Where are we from the crash? So This is something I've been doing. I've been anchoring the volume weighted average price to peaks, major peaks, to see what, if I had bought there, what those group of traders would be feeling right now. So obviously it's way up, so this group of traders should be fine. But the average price, if I had to guess before I put this on, I'm going to say it's following this pretty closely. And now it's maybe a little bit below, but let's see. Okay. So we bounced here at it about a month ago. This is the weekly chart. So even if you bought Chipotle at the crash, or even if you bought it here, May 21st or May 21 last year. Okay, so if you bought it there, you're not really in profit. But if you bought it at the crash, COVID crash, you're still sitting in some profits. So we could come down to here. Let's look at the daily. Yeah, and it's found support here a couple of times. Look at the weekly chart here. We're also in this thing here. We're looking at patterns. It's a broadening wedge on the weekly chart. So we expect it to do something like this. That's what we expect. But it could be on its way back down to here. But when you have a broadening wedge in an uptrend, typically that means it's going to come back around. It's going to go about halfway, which it's at right now, and then take off. So I've been looking for a reason not to get involved, but you know, $3,600 for 3 weeks, I don't know. So that's some on my radar. I was also looking at Tesla. Let's look at Tesla real quick. It's been under pressure. I'm thinking about riding it down. Yeah, it's still under pressure today, it looks like. It's getting a little bit of a bounce today. But if we compare it to SPY, let's bring up SPY and compare it. If you look at SPY, Tesla's been really strong relative to SPY. Tesla and Netflix have been the two I've been watching do their thing. So every time the SPY had a mediocre day, Tesla had a good day. And even on the SPY's bad days, Tesla had a good day. You see that? It's down here, down here, down, 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 and Tesla was just straight up for 5 days. Okay, it wasn't a lot, but when you have a stock that can stay green when everything else around it is burning down, which is the SPY, that's the signal that you got to pay attention to. But now it's kind of reversed that. You can see SPY has been positive for the past couple of days, and Tesla was selling off. This was after bad delivery numbers here, and then he announced he was going to buy Twitter here, and now it's just, you know. So I think it has more room to go. I say all that to say that I want to sell it. Let's look at this though. If you bought that June low, you're not in profit right now on average. Okay. Let's look at all the little lows you could have bought. Yeah, it gets worse and worse. So if you bought the June lows, you're not in profit. If you just sold this high here, this last high, you're definitely in profit. If you sold this high, you're still in profit. And if you sold this high, you're still in profit. So you see there's a bunch of resistance above this to get back over here. I don't think that we will. Also, volume has picked up. You see this? Volume has picked up on this break here. Look at this break. And volume is picked up. So this break is real, right? But by the same token, when you see a break like this with heavy volume, you really want to see it spin out, spin on down there. And we haven't gotten that yet.
Motion detected at your front porch.
All right. So we called this here. We thought that was suspicious that it was able to give this big doji, but couldn't push up, and the volume was pretty good. And since then, we've taken off about 20 points. So while I was looking at other charts, we lost about 20 points. That's fine. So this 15-minute candle here, it's closing.
It's 9 o'clock a.m.
We're below the volume weighted average price now. And it looks like we're approaching the 2-day VWAP here. This is the VWAP anchored from yesterday's open. So let's see if we bounce on this. We've got a lot of support. Let's see if we bounce on this 2-day VWAP here. Anchored it from the open of yesterday. Getting some nice volume and spreads out of this though. They are increasing on the way down. So, but let's see what kind of price action we get. Ticks are minus 600. They're down here right now. Add decline. We've lost. Went from 600 companies positive to 600 companies negative. Wow. So we've lost 1,000 companies. And now ticks are at minus 883. We're losing VWAP from the previous day and today. So we're below today's VWAP, and now we're below yesterday's VWAP and the combined VWAP. And this spread, look at this filling out here. This is a big move down. And we kind of predicted it here if you go back, because that was weird that this volume was almost as much as this and all it gave us was this. So we knew the bears were going to try to take over. But man, I didn't know it was going to be such a big move. I would have shorted. But I was looking at other charts. But it's okay. We'll catch another one. No big deal. But look at that though. Volume increasing. Pushing into the VWAP. Right? We're now past the 100% of this move. Let's add a 150 and see if we can project where it might want to move to. Let's add that down there. So it looks like it's trying to put in the high and the low of the day right now. Let's let it do that. Let's let it tell us where it wants to go. Now if it goes back up and tests this high here and then falls away, that's a pretty high accuracy short. Also, if it continues to sell off here, and then comes back and tests this VWAP, whatever it looks like at the time, this 2-day VWAP here, I'm interested in selling it off too. So let's just see what happens. Let's keep an eye on volume here. Lots of good volume on these spreads though. Okay. So let's see if they can retrace a portion of the move. Let's take it from the high to the low here. And let's see if we can get above 50% here. Ad declines coming down. Went from negative 285 to negative 831 in the past 5 minutes. Or 15 minutes. We continuing down here. Let's make the P&L stand out a little bit. Give it its own text box. So we were talking about MFI earlier. It was able to get above, we can take this off here. It was able to get above 50 briefly, and now we've just come back down. It is starting to flatten out though. Lots of volume went into this candle here. Right here. As much as that went into this one. You see the spread it got out of this. Look at the spread it got out of this. So same amount of volume pretty much between these two candles right here, and not the same amount of spread. You guys see the difference? Not the same amount of spread there. So we could see some bulls coming in here. They are at this 2-day VWAP here. I never get too excited when it goes through it. It can go a little bit below it and still come back up and have a rally for the day. But they have to get these companies and the ad decline red. Look at this. Check out this situation here. Started out hot this morning, rallied up with the chart, and then they started to lose companies here. So if anything, we're going back to the open on companies. Let's put that there as an alert. And then look at the ticks. Not a single tick above 1,000. And I can actually draw a trend line, a couple trend lines over the top of these tick bars. So we really have been trending down on ticks. If you're not familiar, ticks are hey Rob. So we're really bearish off the open right now. Uh, uh, uh. Yeah, we're getting a ton of selling here. So we've lost this VWAP now. MFI's down in the dumps here. Okay, I'm still waiting to hear from the bulls again. Are they just gonna let this sell off, or are we're gonna hear from them? Should be hearing from them soon. We are at the bottom of this Bollinger Band on the 3-minute, and we're approaching it on the 15-minute. Let's delete that. Let's do this. Let's go here, here, here. Let's add alert here. Right here. And then we're going to add one here. This will tell us when Bollinger Bands are outside the band on the 15-minute. Ticks are persistently bearish here. Wow, really bearish. So hopefully this is just a, well, hopefully, I don't care either way, but for it to make sense, let's look at Bitcoin. What is it doing? Because Bitcoin will usually give you the direction of the day. Yeah, Bitcoin's selling off too during this whole thing. Look for patterns here. No real patterns, just selling. So let's keep this underneath this trend line here. Make it yellow though till it's tested. Alright, so you have the same thing you had up here with this lots of volume here and a little spread. Now you have lots of volume down here and a little spread. We're at the edge of a Bollinger Band here. Okay. And MFI is kind of turning up a little bit. So, I'm not saying it's going to turn yet, but definitely not as bearish as it has been the last 20 minutes. That's a pretty big drive down too, 40 points down. In this low volume node down here, volume node. What's the 50% of this move here? It's about right here. So let's just do this. This, and 50% is about right here. I think we agree with that. Let's see how accurate I am though. Yeah, I'm pretty accurate on that. Maybe up a little. So, very bearish off the open. I'm looking to get short up here somewhere if it gives me the opportunity. This 15-minute candle is closing here, as you can see. More volume than the candle before, but now it's wicking a little bit. So you definitely have some buyers stepping in below this. Let's see what they got. Looking at the volume profile for the day, it's kind of balanced. It's pretty much equal amounts of selling down here. This is the value area, but it's not really. It's like this node here could be included, but it's not because this profile is so fat at the top. But most traded price up here, where we saw that turnaround here. This is my Tradevate account, not my prop one or any other. Let me look at Chipotle again after that sell-off. I really want to get into this stock. You see this low volume here? It's kind of a choppy chart. And that's because institutions own most of the float. So they're not trading back and forth. They're not trading this. They're basically holding on to it. That's what I like about it. But we'll see how it works out. All right, we got buyers coming in here. A tag of this 20 and the 50% are about the same thing right now. So that's good. We got this little bit of confluence here. Companies are starting to go green again. Not by a lot though. And the ticks are pushing up. So this is a nice it's a nice range right here. You can make a lot of money in this range if you do it right. Let's see if I can do it right.
Amazon, AMZ, and NASDAQ.
All right, I've got a nice spread out of this here. Close near the high. Expect to see some continuation. We're reclaiming the 2-day VWAP. You have VWAP and the 50%, and this area is just packed full of things. All these traders right here. Okay, you've got the 20 on the 3-minute. You've got the 200 period on the 3-minute. You've got the VWAP for the day, which everyone's seeing on every chart. And then you have this here, this 2-day VWAP, which it's rejecting from pretty heavily. I'd like to give it a chance to get above this, at least the 50% before I add a position. I don't want to jump in here, even though it could give us another leg down. I don't want to jump in here. I could buy one contract, but I'm already in profit for the day. So let's focus on the setups that we want to take. Let's try to get the price that we want. And if the market runs away, it just runs away. Keep an eye on the MFI time to time. Not really reacting to this rally here. It flattened out, but it hasn't really turned up. Just what you want to see. Yeah, Tesla appears to be selling off too. Let's go take a look at Tesla. Yeah, that big move really brought it down. Let's do the 50% of this move down here. Not right there. Yeah, 50% is also where the most volume is right now. Tesla looks like it's going to break the slow and continue on down. Tesla calls are pretty cheap right now. I'm going to buy 2. Or not calls, I meant puts. Of course, I just bought calls. I just fucked up, guys. I bought 2 Tesla calls instead of 2 puts. And they're up $20. Now they're up $46. $56. I'm going to go ahead and sell these because I did not mean to buy these. I'll take $40 from my mistake and use a day trade. All right. I just made 40 bucks accidentally. I meant to buy puts and I bought calls instead. I said, these calls are cheap as I'm looking to buy puts. And then I bought them. So I have 1 day trade left on my Robinhood account. Probably got another one in my Webull. I could always go to TradeStation and trade there, but that's kind of my portfolio. I don't really like TradeStation's options. Like, they make it look so complicated. Robinhood is, people laugh because you're trading on Robinhood. You're not a real trader. But TradeStation, it's like the fees, and they just don't get anything right for me. I really dislike TradeStation. So you're getting a nice spread out of this here, out of this candle here. You did not get one out of this if you're a bull. You were able to stop the bearish momentum here, but you got pushed down off the high and pretty much where you opened. So a lot more bearish volume inside of here than bullish volume, even though it's a green candle. And look, the volume down here agrees with me. See how it made it a red candle and put the green on the bottom. So whatever the dominant color is, it's going to put it on top. It's going to put the second one on the bottom. So this was a green candle, like I just said, but it's more bearish because the bears had to push it all the way from the top. And as you can see, the volume is on the top. The bearish volume is on the top. So this helps you visualize that, but if you know how to read a candlestick, you don't really need it. I just kind of use it to confirm. Or sometimes like this here, like I don't know what this was doing. It didn't put green on top, but there was obviously more buying in here than this candle wants to tell you. All right, pull this down as we go. So the plan is, if we get back up here, got a lot going on in this area here. We have the VWAP from the day, which we have rejected. We came up above it. This is a colorful VWAP. It turns red if you're below it. It turns green if you get above it. So that's why it looks kind of funky. This is about the 50% of that move down. This last move down, it's about 50% of that. Yep. So got the 50% retracement, which if they want to sell, they want to get short here. We've got VWAP here. We've got the 200 on the 3-minute, and we've got the 20 on this 3-minute. So we got a lot going on in this area. So you got a lot of traders watching this area. 3-minute chart traders are watching it. VWAP. So everyone's watching it. 2-day VWAP is right here, anchored from here, from the open yesterday. It's right here. This is VWAP for both days since yesterday's open. We're below that. So even the buyers that bought yesterday had a nice rally yesterday. They're not interested right now. So if this is going to turn into a seller's VWAP, we're going to want to see them reject this and come on down. Let's just keep checking out volume and looking at what it's trying to do here. The POC for the day looks like it has shifted down here. So volume weighted average price is up here, but the most traded price is down here. And that makes sense because it's been down here for many more bars than it has been anywhere else. So I really want to get short in this area up here in the 50%. I don't think it's going to let me though. Let's see. Spreads are weak down here. Spreads and volume are weak. The bears are getting more movement out of their volume than the bulls are. Let's see what they're doing here, though. If you can hear my music, let me know. I don't want it to bleed over into the recording. YouTube will yell at me and take my video down. Alright, so we're definitely getting a nice spread out of this again. And it's breaking down. Ticks are at negative 315. Negative 1300. Man, they're not going to let me sell in this area. I hate that because I don't want to chase this down. What's this stop looking like? It's probably like 20 points. Yep, 23 points. And I wouldn't trying to stop out here. I'd be trying to add on here because this is where I want to get in anyway. So do I add a small position now and follow it down if it wants to go down, or do I wait and wait for it to come back to all of this 220 VWAP 50%? What do I do? I'm going to wait. I'm already in profit for the day. I'm going to wait. I'm going to let the bears run out of steam a little bit. Because my thinking is it's going to take a lot of energy for the bulls to push this back up to here. So by the time they get back here, they should be pretty exhausted. And then we can get a move away. What we're seeing now is just bearish pressure. Bearish pressure. So eventually they're going to run out of energy. And they're going to get to a price where the bulls can take over. Let's look at this zone down here. But they're putting in some big spreads. These bears are putting in some nice spreads here. This is a huge spread, huge volume, and it closed on its low. That was 9 points. So the SPY moved $1 in that time. Okay. See, that's why I didn't want to chase it. Because if I chase it, guys, if I chase this move down here and then it retraces back to 50%, which it's most likely to do. I mean, it's outside the band. And it retraces back to 50%. Look how much I have to fade. You know? But if I get short here, or around this area here, say I get short in this region here. You know, I don't have a lot for it to go to tell me that I'm wrong. But here, I get short here. I don't know if I'm wrong until it gets all the way up here. That's a lot to fade. That's too much risk. I can't do it. I can't do it. So we're going to wait here. I'm going to put an alert here in case we miss it. Check out Tesla again, see what it's doing. For those of you just tuning in, I meant to buy a put in Tesla. I bought 2 calls instead because I was talking about calls but thinking about puts. I was like, oh, these calls are cheap. Let me buy 2 puts. And then I bought 2 calls. And then I made $60 and closed the trade because that's not the direction I wanted to be in. So let's look at CMG. I really want to be in Chipotle on the long side, but it's not really giving me anything today. Topping tail bar. I'll probably end up in this trade before the end of the day. Options are like 3,600 for 3 weeks out. I'll probably take that trade. But let's wait and see what it's doing here. But I spent a lot of time in that Chipotle chart last night. I think I got a pretty good read of what it's trying to do. I'm very convicted. I just want a nice price. What charts you guys trading? Anybody want me to take a look at a chart? Give my 2 cents while we're waiting for this to retrace. Let me know. Put it in the comments. My blur on this camera is terrible today. It's because there's no light in here. So we're looking to get short here, guys. Getting short at least a 50%. And then we'll look to add on about halfway through that if it wants to continue to retrace. But we're not interested in chasing this move down here. I'm not interested in getting short here because the bears have to be getting tired. And when they come back, they're going to have enough energy to push them into all of this nonsense. I could be wrong. It could just keep doing what it's doing like now, giving us another 7 points. But it doesn't bother me because I'm not trying to chase it. So they are approaching a demand zone here. But really bearish today. We are below VWAP for the day. We're below 2-day VWAP. We're approaching the edge of the Bollinger Bands again. Let's look at the 15-minute Bollinger Band. MFI has been laying on its butt all day. See, we just hit oversold down here. We just hit oversold here, and it's continuing to go down. So, very, very bearish day. But if just because you know the direction doesn't mean you just jump in bearish. You got to get a good entry, or you're gonna lose. Because you could be bearish, and you're bearish until it breaks above this. You're bearish, but I'm not gonna fade all of this. I'm not gonna fade 46 points and hope that when it gets up here it turns around. That's silly. I don't even want to fade here. I don't even want to fade 20 points. But I feel much comfortable opening a position here or here than I would anywhere below this red line right here. So we're just going to wait. Looking at these 15-minute spreads here. Ad decline is at negative 1,400. Companies 1,480. That's a new low for the day. So we pushed up off of this. Let me show you guys this here. Got that on the top. Ticks hanging around down here in the negative portion. So the ticks are, breath indicator. They're telling you how many companies at one time are moving up or down on an up or down tick. So right now there's 226 more companies moving down negatively than are moving up. So I use this for momentum. When you get below 1,000, here. Really below 700. you know that there's a lot of institutional players in the market, because even if you had the money as retail to move that many stocks at once, you don't have the technology, so the algorithms are doing this for them. They're selling baskets of stocks. They're not just institutions don't just come in and buy one or two companies. They're spread out across hundreds and thousands of companies. So when they decide to buy and sell, they're doing so across a basket of stocks, and that's why you get these ticks, because many institutions are running the same algorithms and they move companies around. So I do like to see this. Let's see how it's comparing to price. So if I get short here and we lose this, I put my stop above here, 11 points, and then we lose it, I'm okay with that. But I'd be looking to add on somewhere in here. So ticks are really pushing up. How I use these together, and I made a video about it. If you see the ticks pushing in one direction, so say either they're buying up a bunch of companies. See, this looks really impressive. Big red tick bar, but it's still at 0. So as a whole, the market is not really, no companies are moving up versus down. When you get up here, though, and you have this big bar at the highs, then you have more companies moving up than down. But when you see that, you see the companies moving up and down. And you don't have a corresponding move in the ADD, which is companies overall going positive. So right now there's 1,300 companies. Right now there's 1,300 companies more negative, almost 1,400 more negative than they are positive. So this push up here, it's got to be taking more companies with it. Just like this push down here from positive. See how it sold down? See how many companies it was able to take? Look at the spreads of these bars here. It took 500 companies with it that time. It took 600 companies, 600 more. Then it took 300 more. Then it took 200 more. And then it took 150, 99. So when they start to sell, they're getting a lot of value out of their selling. And you see that with the ad decline, because all you care about when you're trading an ETF is you care about the health of the overall market. And you can see we started out up here, and now we're down here. And that's a difference of almost 2,200 companies. Right? Is that right? Am I doing the math right? We were plus 682 at the high, and now we're minus 1322. Yeah, 1,962 companies have gone negative in this move down. So let's see if we can get back up to 50%, and then we'll join the crowd and short some more. I would just place an order here at 50%. Because I think it's so bearish, it's just going to tap it and then fall away. I tell you what, I will place one here. That won't hurt me too much if it goes through it. But I'm looking for price improvement in all my trades. So if I can get in here, and then it pushes up a little bit more and starts to show me in volume and spread that it's getting ready to roll over, I can add the bulk of my position. So I'll place one there and let's see what happens. Got VWAP above, multi-day VWAP, it's coming to it. Ticks have pushed above 0. They got up to almost 600 it looked like. But these spreads are still weak. And we are rejecting this multi-day VWAP here. with regular VWAP right above it. So this is going to be tricky to get over if we're bearish. Got everyone that bought and sold today, they sold at this average price. So since it's below it, more people sold than bought. So the bears are in control. Same thing with here. Most of the volume has occurred at this price. Okay. And it's below it, so bears are in control. So if you want to see bulls push up, they're going to have to push up through this, through the 50% level, the 200, the 20 period. It's got a lot going on here. You got a lot going on here. So I expect them, if they're able to do that, I expect them to be very tired by the time they get up here. And we'll at least see a retracement down here. It might not break, but it might come back down here and then give them an opportunity to reassert themselves again. But when you have a market pushing up through all of this, after all this selling, you're going to get some exhaustion by the time you even get back to 50%. And that's why this works, because the bears push it down so much. By the time they push it back up, they're already tired. And when they get here, they're already tired. Not only are they tired, but now the bears are ready to sell again because they're getting a better price than they were getting down here. And so you get the bulls backing off because they're exhausted, and you get rejuvenated bears, and then you get another push down. So that's what I'm hoping to get. I'm trying to be part of the rejuvenated bear group. Look at these spreads on this volume. It's nothing here. They're really trying to get me to FOMO in, guys. This is getting ready to sell off again. I can't do it, though. I can't do it. If I get into this trade now, I feel like I'm just going to be low. I mean, I could use this VWAP here as resistance, you know, and take a trade now. And if it gets over here, cut it. But I don't want to sell in this discount zone. I want to sell in this premium zone up here. I want this zone right here. Now, you don't always get what you want. But if you try sometimes, you might find you get what you need. I don't know what I'm going to do here. Ticks are minus 600 again. Oh, excuse me. Well, let's put up a timer. I think I'm going to do this for another hour at least. Put up a timer here. Let's go 1 hour. Start. What? No. 60 minutes. You have one break. Skip the breaks. Start. There we go. Pop it out. Where is it? I want to see the timer. What are you doing? Okay, that's not what I need then. I need one of these. Pop that out. There we go. And we'll set this to 60 minutes. Is this the one here? No, that's 60 seconds. Let's go here. I'll do this for another hour at least. Alright, so we're getting some traction here. We do have this volume here at the bottom, though it's not increasing, which is what you would expect on a retracement. If the bulls are weaker overall, you're not going to see volume ticking up as price moves up. You're going to see price move up but it's going to be on light volume. It's going to be on declining volume like it is right here, because the theory is that they're losing strength. The closer they get to this, all of this stuff up here, they're losing conviction because they see, man, we got a lot of work to do. You ever go to work and you see what's on your desk, or you see your email and you're like, shit, this is going to be a terrible day. It's kind of what the Bulls think when they have a situation like this. Like, oh my God, I want to buy, but to get through all of this, oh my God. So I think the Bulls are in for a terrible day. Okay, so we have a push now above. Let's bring in the ticks here on the side so you guys can see what I'm seeing here. Let's just close this out or expand it here. Okay, so now we have 900 companies moving green. Ad decline is pushing up. We have reclaimed the multi-day VWAP here. I'm actually going to get a little bit higher here. I think it's pushing up pretty good. Okay, we've reclaimed the multi-day VWAP. 286 companies have gone green in this little section of price action, but nice spread on this big green candle here. It's approaching a zone that I want to go short at. And remember, we're bearish until we break the top of this. Okay. Now this could be a reversal. This could be a, they could come up here and just keep going for the rest of the day. But I'm betting to the downside because of how strong it started. And I'm betting that at least on the first push up, they're going to be tired by the time they get back up here. So this is my 50% here. And I need to label it too, probably. So I'm going to move this out of the way, take a look at this 15-minute. Duplicate this so I can just take a look at Tesla and Chipotle when I feel like it instead of leaving the main chart. So I think Tesla's going down, and I think Chipotle is going up. I mean, in the short term, in the next couple of weeks. I think Tesla's going to test that low again, and I think Chipotle is going to rally into earnings. So we're now approaching this. We got a nice spread on this bar. A little bit of a wick at the top, showing some buyers came in at the top. We are at VWAP for the day. Looks like they're reclaiming VWAP right now. Okay. As far as the 15-minute goes, though, we are getting a lot of spread out of this. Very light volume, though. This shows that you're not getting a lot of bearish participation right now. So, like I said, the bears are stepping aside while the bulls do their thing. And then if they decide to sell, they're going to have very good prices to sell at. And I want to be one of those people. I want to get as much sold in here as I can comfortably get before I see a breakdown coming. I don't like this long wick here, though. It's on half the volume. Got about a minute left in this candle. MFI is up here approaching 50 again. Why does the SPY keep returning? I keep comparing SPY to this. Get out of there. This is Bollinger Band on a 15-minute chart here, which is over here. So we've still got room to go. Pushing up, straight line up here. But I want to get short in this area. There's really no action until we get above 50%. Okay, we're at VWAP. It's turning from red to green. This red line here is the VWAP. These yellow lines, that's the 200, and that is the 20 for this chart. The blue is the 20. And of course, the cloud that you see here is just the Bollinger Bands without the actual bands. I just put the background of the bands so I know what's going on with those. Okay, so look at the spread on this last candle here. This could be the last or second to last push by them. They're looking pretty tapped out here. Look at the volume on this. Look at the spread they got out of it. So let's compare it to this volume here. Let's compare this volume to this volume. They got more out of this tiny candle even than they did out of this one here. Okay? And it was a step down from previous volume. So this shows you that there's more bearish participation. And I bet it's probably even red on the bottom here. Let's pull it up. Yeah, it is. You guys see that? So this candle closed green, so most of the volume's green, but it had a lot of bearish participation. And down here, when they separate bear and bull volume for you, it's red. So, like I said, you can see that without using that indicator, but it's nice to have it confirm what you're thinking. Are we going to get to 50%? Or are we just going to pull away right now? So I would love to see 50%. Let's get a trend line on here from the high. Get an idea. Now I'm close enough to the premium zone that I could sell here, and you guys could fault me for that because I've been very patient. I didn't sell down here. I didn't sell when this broke below here, this low. I've been very patient, but because I'm so close to my price, I want to get my price. I didn't wait all this time to not get my price. So let's see if I can actually get it. Anywhere above this, I'm okay with buying. If it's going to be aggressive and shoot up through this, that's fine. I'm gonna fade it. I'm gonna fade it all the way here because you're gonna see a reaction at least. This is where I'm looking to get in. The higher, the better. But if it wants to break up through here, I'm interested in taking it up. Looks like it's topping out though up here. Okay, so this is a lot of volume went into this. And you got a little tiny red bar out of it. Shows you the bears are trying to take over here. We're at a trend line. Let's see what the bulls got enough to get up through here. Ticks are at plus 480, so they should be able to get up through here. A little bit more of a push. Add decline. So for that first bull leg, we gained 1,900 companies. Okay, on the bear leg, we lost 2,000 companies. On this bull leg up from here to here, from here to here, we have only gained 600 companies. So we went from 1900 to 600. So that's a third of the companies they were able to take back green on this move up. And that's just not terribly convincing. You know? So I'm looking for the bears to take over here. But I want my 50%. Give me 50%. I can short a little bit, nibble a little bit, and if it continues up through 50%, I'll try to manage the trade until we start to go down or I get stopped out. So we're now above. We've just reclaimed VWAP, daily VWAP. We're pushing back up. Okay, nice. So now I'm in my 50% zone. Okay, so now I can get active now. I can start to trade. If I want to short here, I would short here. But if it wants to continue to climb, so be it. Let's go. Give me 60, give me 70. But now I can look to get involved. I'm looking for there to be any kind of weakness inside of here. This 15-minute candle has moved up. It's got more of a spread out of this 15 minutes than the previous 15 minutes with less volume. So I'm thinking I can camp a little bit higher to get in. You see this spread here is only 10, 25. This spread is almost $17 now, and it's lower. And this candle's coming to a close. So you're getting more spread on less volume. That's pretty good. But it also means you just haven't heard from the bears yet. And we know that if, smart bears, they're looking to sell up here like I am. So they could come in very aggressively at the end of this candle. We're just going to see how it opens.
It's 10 o'clock a.m.
Okay, so I'm going to start building a short position here, guys. I'm going to start getting in short. There's one. It's only a micro. But I'm going to try to build a short position and camp higher here. We're in the 50%. That's where I wanted to be when I started selling again. We are above VWAP. Both the multi-day VWAP and this VWAP here, the daily VWAP. And now we're at the top of this band too. We have broken this trend line, but I could just as easily draw it here and it would still be valid. So my target naturally would be here, be a 30-point target to the downside. So even if I was getting a 1-to-1, I could justify holding this all the way up to here. But if I am going to do that, I have to really shoot for taking out the slow. I have to really, I can't, when it gets down to here, I can't pussyfoot out because I'm definitely thinking about taking this risk all the way up to here and getting more short as it goes higher. So I think this will fail here. I think this section of price action will fail, and I think it'll push up a little bit more. But as you can see here, you're getting more and more participation by the bears the higher you go, and you're now in their territory. You're in the 50% premium zone up here. Man, they might not even give me a chance to get shorter up here. They're coming back to VWAP. I have my core position. It's only one contract, but it's in there. I got one contract in. I'm not scared to add on to this down here lower once I see momentum picking up, but I don't think this one candle is going to do it. I think they're going to come back after this, and then I can get a little more short, maybe a couple more contracts. I don't think they're just going to blow down here. But I don't know. This spread is pretty big. The spread is pretty big, and the volume's pretty big, but it's coming to a close now. Let's see what happens. So if they engulf this candle here, I think we're going to go a little bit higher. Let's move this down here. So now we're at the 50% of this move here, this move down. 50% of this move up here. We sold it, right? Now we're looking at, to get a good entry, we're looking at the 50% of the candles. Because moves are composed of candles, right? So if moves are composed of candles and you already have your move, now you're just looking for your entry. You're just looking to fine tune your entry. So I want to see price not be able to get too far into the 50% zone of this to show me that they're strong up here. They're still strong. Okay? And then I can start to add on. Man, it's not going to let me add on where I want to add on. This is just one micro, guys. This is like having 50 shares of SPY, and we're moving down with 50 shares. So I'm not complaining. I'm already up for the day, and I have stuck to my rules pretty good. But I would really like to see them give me another shot up here. So maybe we'll retrace a little bit, and then. But now I really don't want to give up 50 bucks, you know. So maybe I'll place a buy here, and then if it pops up, I'll try to get back in. All right, so I just took a little $50 profit there. I think we're going to come back up here, though. It's coming down to this VWAP here, multi-day, and it's fighting with the VWAP of the day. So the multi-day VWAP is just the VWAP from yesterday combined with today. I just anchored it to the open of yesterday. And you can see if I move it, the VWAP that was on there yesterday, they diverge. But since I made it the same, they're going to overlap each other. They're going to sit on top of each other until the next day when they start to diverge because there's more price coming in. So this was VWAP yesterday. This red line here. Let's clean this up a little bit. Let's remove drawings. This VWAP yesterday, or this is VWAP today. It turns red if you're below it, green if you're above it. This is VWAP today and yesterday right here. And it really should be sitting on top. Where is it? Let's anchor it again. I think I deleted it. There we go. So it's sitting on top. So everyone that bought yesterday, they're getting a good price. And if you noticed, it didn't fall too far below yesterday's VWAP. So this is average price. You know, you're going to have people that are willing to buy and sell above and below it, right? So a little bit below it is fine. And a little bit above it is fine to sell. What I'm looking to see is how far can the bears drive price below it, and then how far can the bulls drive price above it. And then I'm trying to compare those swings, because if this is the average price of the last 2 days, this is giving me a lot of information about how the people today feel about it and how the people yesterday felt about it. Because if they're not buying it again, you know, think of this as a continuation. It sold off from it, came back to it, supported it. So they agreed right here, okay, we want to buy. And then they took it all the way up. Didn't come back to it until today. Okay. Came back to it today. They declined to buy it and then it pushed down. Okay. Once it got below here, if you're buying below here, you're getting a better price than most of the people that bought yesterday. Okay. This is that range. Okay. So anyone that bought here, they're getting a really good price from yesterday. Are they buying, though? It looks like they're buying a little bit, but are they buying enough to push it up and take out the highs? And that's the part that I doubt. So let's redraw out our move here. From here to here. The midpoint is about right here. Oh, not there. Not right here. Okay, I'm almost spot on there. Okay, so we're about the 50% again. My music has stopped. I guess we can update our P&L here. We're up 355 now. Until where the journey will end. Well, I know where to start. I'm too young to understand. Caught up in a dream. But that's fine by me. So wake me up when it's all over. When I'm wiser and I'm older. Myself and I didn't know I was lost. So wake me up when it's all over. When I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself and I didn't know I was lost. Add decline's not really giving me anything here. This push is failing at 50% again. Tempted to get short here again. It's a little bit below where I want to get short though. I don't have any plans. Wish that I could stay forever this young. Not afraid to close my eyes. Life's a game made for everyone, and love is a prize. So wake me up when it's all over. All this time I was finding myself, and I didn't know I was lost. I got short there last time, according to this. And I'm older. All this time I was finding myself, and I didn't know I was lost. 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 I didn't know, I didn't know, I didn't know. Okay. 3 minutes left in this. This bull candle's looking pretty pitiful here. Lots of spread, or lots of volume, no spread. At VWAP, fighting VWAP. Let's put multi-day VWAP back on. I keep erasing it for some reason. There we go. So you got multi-day VWAP below, and you got VWAP today. So you essentially got yesterday's traders battling today's traders. And let's see which side wins. Tesla up here, what's it doing? Kind of consolidating. Kind of in a little triangle, actually. Yeah. Looks like it's going to break out, too. You look at this 50% here. Live up in this club before my time is up. Ooh, the time of my life. life. Tesla breaking down here. What about Chipotle? Not doing anything. All my life. You guys know that song? I know my rent was gonna be late about a week ago. Like, what? What's happening? I didn't sing songs about being broke when I was broke. I don't know what's going on with that. You know that's not true. You know that Starship Songs by Nicki Minaj? I did like that song, and that song was about not having rent money too, so I take that back. Before my time is up. Ooh, I want the time of my life. So this VWAP, like I said, we expect gyrations above and below it before someone steps in with business to conduct and they're pushing it in one direction or the other. I don't think we're going to get able to short up here anymore, though. I'm going to short now. I'm close to my 50%, not there completely, but I want the time of my life. Yeah, they're under pressure big time here. Don't forget we got the 50% here. This is where we got short before. Everybody going through something. Everybody going through something. Ooh. Y'all ever notice how Pitbull's done everything? He like, everybody going through tough times, but I've been there, done that. Was a bar cook. Pitbull's been through everything that the average person is going through. I guess that's why he's so popular. Remember when you couldn't pay your rent? Been there, done that. Rent still not paid. Okay, Pitbull. This spread here, it's pretty pitiful on both sides, but we're looking for bearish momentum now, and I talk about this in my volume spread videos. When you see a candle like this with a big topping tail, okay, you have to think about how this candle formed. So at one point this candle was solid green, right? And they pushed it all the way up, and then the bears came back and pushed it all the way down. So you can't look at this candle with a wick and say, well, that doesn't have a lot of spread compared to the volume, because this is actually a very big spread candle, because they've had to trade through these prices twice, once on the way up and then once again on the way down to make it a red candle. So when you get something like that, that means that you have a lot of bearish conviction, but you also probably have some exhaustion in that candle because they were able to push it up and they had to push it back down twice. Okay, so we're getting a little push up here now. This candle's volume is going to be deceptive because that candle was fully red before this. Okay, so, and let's look at bearish bullish volume here. Okay, MFI is pushing up. They're giving me what I want here. I want to sell up here at this zone. Let's see if we can push a little bit higher. I can get in here again. I'll do that. Sunrise and chicks. Big push up in the ticks. There's 500 companies ticking up right now, then ticking down. Ad decline is at negative 884. They've gained about 90 companies more green on this push up. Lots of volume in this. There was a battle here. The Bears or the Bulls won. Closed near the high. I'm interested in adding above the high. We now have a lower low put in place, though, it looks like. Okay. So it's all about this move now for me, and I want to short as high as I can here. And it looks like they're going to give me the opportunity. They're going to give me all I can eat here. Okay, we're getting plus 600 ticks. This volume here with this spread is kind of misplaced. Got a lot of buying, right? We can get probably better than that. Get a lot of buying here. Or not a lot of buying, but a lot of spread out of it. Getting some engulfing here. So what I'm reading, if I'm reading this properly, I'm just not getting bull or bearish participation here. It's just bulls buying. That's pretty good. Let's short again, and let's move this up here into this zone here. So getting some rejection at this same level here. I didn't get quite the price I got before. Oh, I didn't do bad. It was only 2 ticks off. So I'm looking for weakness in price now. But these spreads are filling out. More volume, more spread it looks like. Candle with 8 seconds left. Kind of closing off its high, but there's more volume. So we're above VWAP. We're above both VWAPs here, and we have a higher low. So I have to start considering. I mean, after my stop is hit or after my loss limit is reached, I'm gonna go about 200 negative on this trade before I admit I'm wrong. But you've got some bullish movements, short-term movements coming into focus. Got a higher low. You're above VWAP, you're above the 20, you're above the 200. So remember what we said, because they've done all this work, they're probably a little tired, the bulls. So I would expect to see some type of retracement to get me back in profit before they take off, if they're going to do that. I doubt they're just going to climb up here and push through all of this without retracing. But I could be wrong. Let's see. If I can get shorter up here, I will. We've broken a high now, so we have a lower low and a higher high, and we're above a lot of different areas where traders might be looking at. 2-day VWAP, regular VWAP, 20 period, 200 period. It's alright, I got something that you gon' like. Okay, you're getting a wick here. So you're getting a lot of volume coming in, but they can't advance here. You guys see this? So there's some selling here. I don't want to add on here though. I'd rather see them pop up to the middle of this level. So a lot of spread here, or a lot of volume here, no spread. See that? 18 seconds left. They could pop up here, but someone's got a limit order sitting here selling to them. Looking for a little more weakness though. Okay, they're reasserting themselves here. Looking for you, babe. Searching for you, babe. So we're above the 50%. I can't be faulted for shorting here. But if I'm setting a $200 stop loss, I got to be careful how I build into this position, because taking 3 contracts up from here to here, already down to 80, looking at $15 a point. That's another $150 from here to here. And if I just wait, I can get more up here. And I'll probably sell 2 up here. And then I'll challenge it to break through. If it breaks through, I'm wrong. I'll lose this. But if it comes up here and falters and comes back down, I think it's going to come down pretty hard. So that should be a pretty good trade. Trying to pick my spots here though. So look at this spread here. No spread getting out of this. This bar is a third of the size of the bar next to it, and it's already getting more of a spread than that bar got. You guys see that? What's MFI doing here? MFI is curling down. It got over 50. Looks like it's coming back down though. Bearish volumes picking up. Ticks are at negative 339, so they're still in negative territory. They're getting a lot of spread out of this candle. Really filling out toward the end here. So if you just compare volumes and spreads, you can see that every time the bears get active, they get a lot more movement than the bulls do. So I'm confident I have the right idea, but you know, that could change on a dime. I'm always confident till I'm not. A little bit of a wick here. Bulls came in at the end. They might push up above this. See me doing this a lot to candles. This is the 50% of this move. If the bears that sold here want to continue to sell, they should defend this 50% and continue to sell into the discount of this candle here. And it looks like they are. Amar, is that how you say your name, Amar? Hey, Amar. If it breaks through, would you consider shorting again in a higher zone? Yeah, only because ad decline is not really giving me anything here. You guys see this? This is the number of companies red versus green. Look at this strong move up pushing off the open. So they were bullish at the open, then they were bearish, and now they're sort of bullish. So I would have to see these bars really get, I would have to see algorithms and institutions decide to really take the market green before I would go bullish. But yeah, eventually if this gets out of control, I'll cut this and look for a place to go short higher. But right now, I'm happy with the 2 contracts adding on here and holding it until about this area here, somewhere above here, you know, based on what it's doing. But look at this spread they got out of this. They got 250 out of that with less volume. And now they're failing the 50% premium zone of this candle here. So the sellers that sold here are still selling. But yeah, I'm open to switching to bullish once I see more companies advancing than declining. That happened to me yesterday. I traded it pretty well. Just got to be careful how I scale into this position. I do think we'll poke below here, and I'll at least be able to get out at break even. But you know, I'm not holding this to get out at break even. I'm trying to profit. So let's see what happens here. I know my trade was gonna be wrong about a week ago. I got my ass kicked. Looking at these spreads down here. So we just had a 15-minute candle close. Let's take a look at that chart real quick. They were able to get a nice spread out of this volume here. It's declining, it's not increasing, but they were able to get a nice spread out of it. It was engulfing, it looks like. So we had a lot of back and forth here. This is just a trading range on a lower time frame, guys. This, when you see this up, down, this is just a trading range. You go down to like a, I don't know, like a 30-second chart, and you can see. You see this? That's just a trading range. Top, bottom. And as you see, I've been buying the top, or selling the tops and buying the bottoms. So, just a trading range right now. This wick at the top shows that they have selling, and you still have this big bar here. You still have strong bulls that initiated this move down, or strong bears that initiated this move down. Up here in profits. So they're either going to add on to their position because they see that there's weakness in the market, or they'll stand aside and you'll be able to get a big bar up through here. But we're coming back down here. Go back to the 3-minute. I like the 3-minute. It's not as fast as the 1. It's not as slow as the 5. I like that happy medium. I think the volume spread, you can get a pretty good idea of what it's trying to do even on this level here. Okay, so look at this spread here. We're now engulfing this candle, and you have about as much volume as you did right now. You have about as much volume as the candle before, and it's engulfing it. Okay, and so if you're looking at this candle here as the mother candle, you see I put the high, the low, and the 50%. They're selling around the 50% of this candle, or they're selling the discount of this candle right here. Okay, so that should tell you something. still got a higher low though, higher low and a higher high. Not much of a higher high. Remember we said that when they get back up here, they'll probably be tired, the bulls, because they pushed all the way from the bottom all the way up here. Okay, so they're a little tired. Ad decline's coming back down. Ticks are at negative 265. You know, there's still some selling pressure here. I don't know if it's like, you know, trick selling pressure, like they're just waiting until the bulls have nothing left and then they're going to dump it. But there's definitely a battle going on right here, right now. So, but the bears are getting more results out of their spreads than the bulls are. I think that's pretty evident here. Look how small this was. You see this? So check this out. Look at the volume down here. Look at the volume down here. Let's start with 4 candles back. This big spread, or big volume, little spread, they even had a wick, so it was totally green at one point. Bulls pushed it down. Then we moved down. Bears, less volume but more spread. This body's even bigger than this body. Okay. Then you move. The bulls grabbed it again. Less volume, about the same spread on the bullish side. Then the bears grabbed it again. Almost the same volume, but way more spread. This is almost double the spread of this candle here. Okay, and where it's happening is they're selling the discount zone. They're not even waiting to sell up here anymore. They're selling below here in this discount zone of this candle here. Okay, they're also selling this move here. They're in the discount zone of this move here from here to here. Let's turn those yellow so we can get a reference here. No, let's make them white. So we're almost back to break even, but when this breaks, got a trend line here also. When this breaks, I expect it to take out all of this here. I expect it to break on down here and continue down. So I'm looking to take this position all the way down here. Remember we said if I'm going to hold it up here through this 20 points, I better be holding it 30 points down, right? So I'm not looking to just get in profit and get out of here scared. I'm looking to take this all the way down because that's my risk reward. I got to make sure that that's consistent. Got kind of a wedge here on this 15-minute. It's a little more clearer here. It's a rising wedge, which means you would expect it to break bearish. Ticks are moving to 600. I get a pop up here. But if you look, they're still selling the 50% of this candle. They're still selling it. So they're in the 50% of this overall move up here. They're at the top of the Bollinger Bands. Okay. They are above VWAP and above all of this down here. So that's going to offer some support. Okay. But if it's really bearish, I want to see them just slice through this VWAP. And then I'll start to add on as it comes down here, because then we're going to go down pretty hard. Right now we're double topping and we're kind of in this wedge pattern here. It's not a perfect pattern, but it's there. Okay. So this is what I was talking about here. I want them to break through this, retest. I want this, guys. I want boom, boom, and I add on again here, and then we pull away. Let's see if we get it. Getting a nice spread out of this volume here. Look at the difference in volume on this move down right here. Look at how much more volume picked up on the way down. And look at how on the move up, you kind of got a downward sloping volume. You guys see that? Kind of was like lethargic move up. So let's just looking at the waves here. Let's put an average volume on this. Hanging out his mouth, he's a cowboy kid, chef on a 6-shooter gun. In his dad's closet with all the bucks of things I don't even know why. Yeah, I hear you. I've been doing that too. I've been shorting SPY a lot, and I don't mean like playing around with it. Like I've been buying 6, 7, 8 contracts. If I get a eye on a move, I've been really digging in, and I've been doing pretty good, like you said. But this buying I did kind of expect this week because let me show you here. Well, I don't want to move away from this chart. Maybe we can go on this one here. I kind of expected this. This week's buying. Simply because we were kind of overextended on the downside with Bollinger Band. And then we were starting to see this. You see this big volume here. This volume's larger than any of the volume back here. This volume's larger than pretty much any volume back here. And look what it was able to produce. A doji, almost nothing. And then on the very next day, the bulls took over. So I'm closing my shorts in this area here. I think I actually might have closed at the close of this day. And I actually went long here and caught this. I didn't expect this. Okay. But definitely got out here. And then this here, when they took over again, after they pushed below and then came up to about this area here, I figured we would get some continuation. But now you're getting the same thing. Now think about this. If you're pushing up, if you've got green bars, green volume, nice spreads, closing at the highs, and then you get this. You get this on less volume. Okay, would you consider this a bear bar or a bull bar? I would consider this a bull bar because the bulls are in control. So I would consider this more bull bar than bear bar, even though it's red, but it's actually telling me that they're weak because they're drying up, they're stopping buying, and they were actually so weak that they were able to push down to damn near 80% of this candle. And now we're just getting a continuation of that today. So I expect there to be a lot of activity around this area, and that's exciting because whoever wins, that's going to decide the market for the next couple weeks. But yeah. Oh no, I deleted all my drawings. Don't do that. Let's just go back to a 15 here. Still in this wedge here. At least we're both in them. And you always get the best of me. The worst is yet to come. Stay forever young. This I know. This I know. She told me don't worry about it. She told me don't worry no more. We both know we can't go without it. You told me you'll never be alone. Ooh. So we're looking at this candle on the way down here. Look at this green candle. They bought it up. Okay. This is about the 50% of it, and they're not defending it. Just letting it come on down. At least we'll both be numb. You'll always be the best of me. The worst is yet to come. When we're deep in love, this I know. This I know. She told me don't worry about it. Look at this spread here, guys. Look at this spread. Look at this volume. Big spread. Tiny bit of volume. Okay. You are having some wicks, so you're getting bearish participation, but they're not really buying. You know, they're not really buying. And if they're going to buy, they're going to buy here. They're going to start buying in this area right here. They're going to start buying in this area here because this is the impetus of this move up. This move up that we're seeing, it started from down here. So if we're at the 50% and they, you know, if they decline to buy down here and you start to see this expand into this discount zone where the people that bought here should be defending, I'm going to be getting more short. She told me don't worry about it. Got about 2 minutes left on the timer. I can feel my face. Okay, that's a nice spread and volume combo for this. I like that a lot. But they are at a zone now. They're at the trend line. They're at VWAP. They're at the 50%. You got a lot of buyers. Buyers have a lot of reason to buy right now. Let's see if they do. But I love you, babe. When I'm with you, babe. Okay, so we are getting some buying here. Let's look at how it handles this zone. What's going on, Severus? I got an old friend watching. He's actually an old employee that turned into a friend later on. He's watching me trade. He says he doesn't know what the fuck is going on, but he's here for it. I call him Severus from the Harry Potter movie because when he was younger, that's what he looked like. That's how he looked like. He had this black hair that was slicked back. What you put in your hair every day, Isaiah? Oil? Motor oil? I'm fucking with you. Alright, so we're pushing up a little bit here. Alright. Ticks are at 388. They're like, I gave you a chance to get out. Now I'm going to pump it on you. Let's see. Let's see if I can get short or higher here. So we did bounce at this trend line here so far. But you got a lot going on in this zone. So you got the 20 period, you got the moving average, or you got the trend line, you got the 50% retracement zone, you got VWAP. Both of them are here, just hanging out here. So you would expect a bounce here. What I want to see is the bears come back and say, nah, and just blow back through this. So he's gonna fight, gonna cool the bad. Okay, so they are buying this 50% zone. The bulls are. They're buying up here. Ticks are plus 600. Add declines really filling out here. Losing a little ground there, though. Still inside of this wedge. We haven't broken out yet to either side. Let's look at where we can expect to break out here. This is going to be a rough estimate because these tops are not really lining up. But this is a wedge. Got 28 points in either direction. It's looking like as a measurement. It's rising, so I do expect it to break down. But that doesn't mean it's not going to test up here. Come up here and get some buy orders from these sell orders, get some buy stops and take them here. But, you know, let's see. This overall move, we're still inside of it, and I could not be faulted for shorting in here because we're well above the 50% zone. You guys see that? But I've already taken some positions. And you know my stop loss on this. I don't want to get short again, and then it comes to where I should have bought, and then I'm out of even more money. So I'm trying to manage the loss on this while also anticipating this breakdown. It's really indecisive. You know, it wouldn't be a bad idea to get, if it comes back down here, it wouldn't be a bad idea to get out of one that I bought lower here and then get back in higher. But let's just see what happens here. I didn't run because I didn't know. I just knew too much. That make me crazy. Does that make me crazy? That's a perfect song for this. Hey, Keith. The yellow cloud is just the Bollinger Band. I've turned off the bands and just put the background. So wherever the bands would be, that's where they would be. I just don't need more lines on the chart. You know, I think I got a lot of shit going on here right now. You only know what all of it means if you've been watching, you know. So I didn't need any more lines on the chart, so I just made it a cloud. But it's Bollinger Band. You're in control. That make you crazy. What's interesting on this 15-minute chart, we're bumping up against the 20 here on the 15-minute and can't get over it. Let's see what MFI is doing. Where'd it go? Did I delete it? Let's get it back on the chart here. Money flow here. And all I remember is thinking, I want to be like this. Okay, we're getting plus 600 readings. Where's MFI at? Money flow index plus alerts. Here we go. So it's above 50 right now. It actually got support at the 40, and now it's pushing up. So let's see what happens here. This pattern could break to the upside, guys. I could lose some money on this. But I'm up for the day. I think we're still bullish overall. Or bearish overall. And I can't see getting scared out unless there's a pretty convincing move against me. I'm just trying to get more short at this point. It's failing up here again, but it was able to take out a high here. And volume is picking up on this move. But now you're seeing volume pick up, but now the candle body's shrinking. So you're getting some bearish participation up here. Let's see if we anchor a VWAP here, what that looks like. Okay, so they're buying way above their average here. Let's see if it makes another run for it. Why so serious? So raise your glass if you are wrong in all the right ways. Sorry guys, I'm listening to Pink. You will never be anything but loud. You know, side note, Pink has been so consistent. Right? Pink has consistently put out music that I don't mind listening to. I cannot think of another artist over the past 20 years that has been as consistent as Pink. I just want to throw that out there, okay? People are like, what the fuck? What is this dude on? This is trading. This ain't gonna do with Pink. All right, so we got this. We had volume increasing for a minute. It looks like they were really starting a trend here, and then we got this big bar, little body rejection on both sides, so almost a doji. Now we're getting some pushback here. They're really trying to make me sell here, and then they're gonna dump it on me, or they're gonna rip it on me. But maybe we get back to the top of this wedge and I do sell. But let's see. I've been really good at sticking to my plan so far. I've been selling in premium zones. I waited for all of this to happen before I sold. Damn it. I should have sold up there. Look at this. So you're always going to have that. You're always going to be in that situation where, yes, you could add a little bit more. You could sell a little bit more. But if you're wrong, it's going to hurt you a lot more than it's going to help you if you're right. Does that make sense? So I'm always on that edge of, do I add a position? Do I not? But that was the perfect time to sell, as you can see. This motherfucker's just selling off now. But this should get us down below here. This should get us down below here. This move here. Unless this is the fake out and we're going to rip to the top. But I doubt it. I think they're, I think the fake out was up here. Minus 1,000 on the tick. Check this out while this is happening. I want you guys to see what I mean. Look at this tick. Look at this tick at negative 1,100. Look at this add decline. It just broke a trend line on the add decline. So they were trending up from that bottom, and now they broke the trend line, and more companies are passing, or going down. So I'll just show you guys that. But I ain't seen myself another girl like you. Minus 600 tick. Getting sustained minus 600 tick readings. I can see us holding hands, walking on the beach, our toes in the sand. I can see us on the countryside, sitting in the grassland side by side. Look at this spread here. Nice spread. Bigger volume than pretty much the last, what, 10 bars, and a spread to match. Okay? So we're doing pretty good right here as far as that goes. I'm at $71, $78. This break here, if we get this break here and flood this area, I'll stay in. But if we start to pull off of this break, I want to lighten up and get in higher for cheaper. So it's all going to depend on what this bar does. It's filling out nicely. It's got a nice spread. I want to see this just break through here, though. I want to see it just take this out because you got a lot of aggression here. I want to see them get result out of it. Wanna be the one on my team. So what's the point in waiting anymore? 'Cause girl, I've never been more sure. Okay, we're getting some type of break here. I can see
Motion detected in your deck.
There we go. That's what I wanted to see. Okay. I'm just going to trail this with one of them. When you have this build up here, you tend to have a retracement. You tend to have a break below. This wicks completely, and then it comes all the way back up here. So that's why I'm kind of weary about adding on right now. But we just broke this. I want to see it close below here. The spread looks nice. The volume looks nice. I don't want to see any wicks. I just want to see continuation to the downside. If it pops up to, let's look at this move down so far. If it pops up to right here, I'll add on. And I'll be getting a better price than the one I just had.
It's 11 o'clock a.m.
Want to come and kick it with a stand-up guy? It's at minus 1,000 tick right now, but it's climbing back up. Private cause I handle my BI. They call me Candle Guy. Why? Simply cause I am on fire. Candle Guy. I like that. Candlesticks. I might change my channel, guys. Candle Guy. They call me Candle Guy. Why? Cause I am so fly. No, simply cause I am on fire. I ain't gonna lie. I feel your space. If it gets your face, I swear I will. Don't you guys go starting YouTube channels stealing my shit, okay? Candle Guy was mine before anyone else on this stream. Ooh, they call me Candle Guy. Why? Simply because I am on fire. My love. All right. So the reason I got out of that first contract is because the one that I sold up here was really the one making me the most money. The one that I sold around this area was really not helping me much. So I didn't want to see this retrace here. It's kind of looking like it's retesting. This volume on this though, and this spread combo, I'm loving this. This is spectacular. I don't want to see this. So, but when you typically have a move down, you have an imbalance here now to fill. And what you typically get is people that see this, they weren't in the trade, and they saw it break down. The market will typically retrace and take them out. Okay? But I'm looking for a retest now of this pattern to get back in. But that's now 4 trades in. Let's see here. Where are we at? We're at 448 for the day. 4 trades in. Long as it's free, I want your love. No, that was 3 trades. I want your love to study kissing the sand. I want your love. Give me a thumbs up on this video, guys, if you're liking the content, if you're liking the experience. I'll do this more often. Plus, let's have 448. So it's kind of tricky now. I'm expecting this to retrace, okay? But I'm also expecting this pattern to play out, this wedge right here. So, and we have another wedge forming here too, right there. So it will probably reach below here. But I got to be able to get in. I got to be able to get in where I sold at. Or my stop's going to be way up here. Damn, it's going to complete this all the way down there. I'm going to be mad. That's 10 points from here to there, guys. I'm expecting it to retrace, though. This is too clean. This is too clean right here. Okay? You and me could write a bad romance. Any of you guys play Overwatch? I'm usually playing Overwatch 2 when I trade, or I'm usually playing Overwatch when I trade, but Overwatch 2 just came out, and I've been kind of playing with that, but not as I'm trading. As you can see, I've just been focused on talking to you guys. Damn, this is going to make it all the way there, guys. So this is a trading error. I'm not happy about this. I should have added on here when I saw this weakness. Volume was telling me that the biggest spread on this move, the biggest volume of this move, and they couldn't get a spread out of it. Volume was telling me to short again. Had I shorted there, that would have been 13 points. I got out here, and then I haven't gotten back in. I'm expecting a retracement, but they might not give it to me. They might not give it to me. So I'm not happy about this. I'm not happy about this at all. I feel like I managed this improperly. But you're always going to feel that way. You're going to be too light when it goes in your favor, and you're going to be too heavy when it goes against you. So I can't be mad about that. I just got to go with my reads, man. You and me could write a bad romance. Oh no, that's my whole damn inbox. Let's not pull that up. Oh, did it again. All right, let's do that. There we go. Tesla. So Tesla it broke out, retested, and then came out of the wedge to the other side. That's kind of wild. Chipotle's still selling off here. Oh, I didn't know I could get little previews of the tab. I'll do that instead of going there. Look at that. I can tell what Tesla's doing right in this little box here. You guys probably can't see it, but I'm still expecting a retrace, guys. You got a lot going on up here. You got a lot of confluence up here. You got the 20, the 200, both days of VWAP. You got the 50%. I'm expecting a retrace of this move here. Okay. Failing here. So think about the dynamics of this. You are in, they are in, and by them I mean the bulls. The bulls are in their discount zone. From here up to here, look at this yellow box here. Let's get rid of this shit. I know what's going on. So look at this move up here.
you have this move up. If you cut it right down the middle right here, okay, you want it to be a seller up here, which they gave you ample opportunity to do. Okay, we had ample opportunity to sell up here. And you want to be a buyer down here. Hasn't been back down here. Any buyer, any bull looking to buy, okay, any bull that wanted to buy is getting a great opportunity to buy down here. And they're not buying. You see that? Not only are they not buying, but sellers are continuing to sell aggressively into this area. So if we split this up again, if we've got 50% here, and then we've got 25% here, you know, they could be waiting for the complete retrace, okay? But why would you put in that much effort? Why would you put in this much effort to just see it decline like this? I think the next logical conclusion is it's going to break below here, and then you're going to have a new discount and premium zone array to trade from. So if you guys have been watching me from the beginning of the day, I was very patient with my trades. I was in this one on the way down here. I didn't participate in this up move because it was in a downtrend. I added on here, made a little bit. I added on here. My regret is that I didn't add on up here. This would have been the most. This would have been the most premium. This move down here. This is the bearish move. And if we take that zone from here to here, anywhere above this zone here, anywhere above this red line here, I could not have been faulted for selling, because that's part of it's in my plan. So I think I sold at the 50%, and then I sold more up here. Let's turn on my executions. Let's see what I actually did. No. Come on now. So you see that I sold up here. Well, I bought up here. I bought 3 here. I rode it up to here, and then I sold here. We topped out and came back down. I didn't participate in this move down. Okay, I could have, but I didn't. When it came back to here, I sold here first. I bought back here. I sold here, and then I sold here. So I was in profit a couple of times with the average of these two, and I didn't sell here. This would have been a better price than I was getting here because I was waiting for it to come and test this order block here. So but yeah, I think we're just going to complete to downside here, and then that's going to be the end of the stream. If you guys like this when you rewatch it, please give me a like and comment. I think I was dropping some gems this morning. But the whole way we've just been looking at volume and the spread that they're getting out of it and assessing the health of the move. Okay, and if you've noticed along every step of the way, every time the bears got involved, they move big. Big move here. Just look at some of these. They have all these icons. There's not a bear icon. There's even a pig one. There's not a bear one, though. Come on, guys. Come on, TradingView. Give me a bear and a bull. Give me horns. Look, they got a ladybug. Like, what am I going to do with that? Let's use this. They got involved here. Big move here. Big move here. Big move. And then not forget all these big moves here. And every time the bears got, or the bulls got involved, you didn't see that. You know what I mean? You didn't see that conviction from them. You saw it there, maybe here. But you're in a downtrend, so you expect price to continue moving down. But yeah, this is a missed opportunity. This right here is a missed opportunity. because I could have shorted anywhere inside of here and I couldn't have been faulted. I could have watched this back later, which I will watch it anyway. But I could have watched this later and been, okay, you stuck to your plan. You lost the trade. And that's the thing, guys. When you're new to trading, as long as you stick to your plan when you trade, as long as you stick to what you say you're going to do, that's a good trade. Okay? And it doesn't matter if it's a winner or a loser. Okay? What matters is that you have the discipline to say what you're going to do and then do what you say you're going to do. That's all it comes down to. If I say I'm going to risk 300 on a trade, when it gets to 300, right or wrong, cut it. Right? If I say that I'm gonna only wait and buy in premium or sell in premium zones or buy at discount zones, when it gets there, buy and sell. You know, because you're going to give yourself a lot more confidence that you can trust yourself and you can trust your reads. So I'm not happy that it was in a discount or a premium zone and I didn't sell as much as I wanted to. I'm also not happy that when it broke past this level here that I didn't sell like I said I was going to. So in some ways I followed my plan. In other ways I kind of didn't, and I left some money on the table. So I'm going to write that down. That's going to be part of this day's journaling, this part of this day's trading. But yeah, I got to get better at that. Last night I was trading, and it was just selling off like crazy. It was a wedge break, just like we just played out. This wedge broke here. This wedge did play out, by the way. So this wedge broke last night up here. It was this one here. And I caught a pretty good area here. Was it this one? Maybe it was this one. But you can see my cells in here from earlier. But you have to just trust yourself, and you have to, when you're trading, guys, you're trading your belief system. Okay, you're trading what you believe about the market. It doesn't have to be what I believe. It shouldn't be what I believe, because I don't give you money to trade. I'm not, you're not trading my capital, you're trading your own. So when you trade, you're trading your belief system, and you have to believe in that. Okay? Imagine if you're a religious person and you had a God that you didn't believe in, like you wouldn't do anything he told you, like you just be going through the motions. I kind of feel like a lot of new traders are like that because they don't have a system that works for them. They go on YouTube and they get a strategy, or they follow someone, a signal system, or they don't really have their own strategy. They don't have their own personality when they're trade, and you have to trade based on what you want to do. Okay, and the market will tell you whether it likes what you want to do or not. It'll tell you what's your P&L. Like, sometimes what you want to do is real fucked up and it don't work and you lose money, right? But occasionally you'll stumble on a combination of things that work. And what you have to do is, when you find something that works, take 20 trades, trade it for a week, a month, before you change anything about it. And that could be the start of your edge. Mine was trend lines. When I started getting real profitable, I was using trend lines, and I was like, this shit really works. And I'd post charts on Webull and StockTwits and stuff like that, and they'd go, you think you got enough trend lines there? And it didn't bother me because it was working for me. Okay, haha, I probably could add a couple more trend lines, but it was working for me. It just helped me understand what was going on. Now, when I got really deep into volume spread analysis, I traded just that by itself for a long time. I didn't even do the trend line thing. Then I combined them together, okay? And then I still use volume profile and then ICT. So I use a lot of different ways to trade based on what I'm seeing, and but they're all mine, if that makes sense. Like if I were just trading ICT, I couldn't have done this today. If I were just trading volume profile, you see it's been on the side, but I barely even mentioned it. I barely even looked at it, but it's there. It's there. It's just something that I could use. You know what I mean? You see me using MFI today. I've talked about that a lot.
Minus 600.
Okay, and you see me using volume spread analysis. So I'll get off my soapbox, but what I really just wanted to say was you have to find out what works for you. You and me, we're going to trade different. Okay, we could believe in the same things, but we're going to trade different. It's like we can have the same cell phone. You look at my cell phone and you look at your cell phone, it could be the exact same phone. We're going to have different applications on it because we use it for different things. Okay, you're going to text more than you talk, or whatever. We could buy the same car. We're going to drive it differently. So when you look to profit consistently, it has to be something that you believe in. And that's why I watch everyone trade. I watch myself trade. I watch other YouTubers trade. I'm always watching videos because I want to know, how are they looking at the markets? Okay. It might not be how I look at it. I might look and go, I don't know what the hell this guy's doing. Like ICT, when I first started learning that shit, I was like, this guy's crazy. But I've used it a few times in certain situations. I was like, oh, I saw that in ICT. Let me see if it works. And it's worked out. But volume spread analysis, trend lines, that's where I've fallen into as a trader. And it's worked out pretty good for me. Premium discount is something I've just added recently. And that's an ICT concept. I got that from his videos. So I've got trend lines now that I was very profitable with. I've got volume spread analysis that has worked for me. And now I'm combining that with premium and discount, knowing that, okay, if you only sell in premiums and you only buy in discounts, you're automatically going to get better entries. Okay. We talked about me not buying down or not selling down here because this move had already played out. I said, I want to sell in a premium. And that's what I did. And it did go against me for a little bit. And I wish I had sold maybe a little bit later. But imagine had I sold down here, I'd have to risk all that all the way back up there. And it just would have been terrible. Not to mention I didn't have this wedge pattern until this played out. So that's all I got. I will do this again tomorrow. What is it? Thursday? Oh, I might not be able to do it again tomorrow. I had a dentist appointment. I might not be able to. But maybe I'll do it tonight after the market closes. But I'm going to get out of here now. Go get me some lunch. And I'm actually going to take a nap because I'm tired. Is that okay with you guys? All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one. Give me a like on this. I appreciate you. Bye-bye.